Hi Randonauts, it's Saoirse from Ireland and I'm going out for my second walk of the day, but you're watching what Michael's doing right now.
Which paint is that?
The beige taupe.
That one?
Yep.
Where's that going right now?
The trick, you want a hard edge when you're painting. It sometimes helps to take whatever color the wall was and paint it over the painter's tape really quick, because then if it bleeds under, it'll match the ceiling or the undercolor. And then when you paint the second color on, it's already sealed up, there's no bleed through, and so we get a nice clean gray line.
Dang. That's a real DIY tip. How many hours would you estimate it will take to finish this whole thing?
Maybe 3.
3 hours?
Counting 2 coats.
It's maybe not as bad as I expected.
I don't think it'll take that long. Just covering up the yellow, we want to make sure that the yellow is completely covered and not showing through.
Not bad.
Did it?
Looking at this now, Sarah and I are wondering if it's too blue, because I think the original idea was that it was like a cool gray, and it looks to the eye maybe more blue than gray.
I think it is like a bluish gray, and the lighting influences how it looks a lot. Because it's this color, and this looks very much more gray.
So bizarre. Painting is hard. So this right here is my first foray into anything electrical ever in my life. What I've learned is that your white wire goes to the silver screw, your black or hot wire goes to the gold screw, and then the other screw takes the ground wire. Here in the kitchen, we are replacing these old outlets with these newer, darker ones that have USB plugs in them. One of the things that excites me most about home ownership is, over the years to come, I will get to develop my handyman-ness as I drop my screwdriver. I've always been interested in this kind of thing, but never really had an excuse to practice it. Okay, these wires are all in place. So now this guy is gonna go back into this. I'm not sure how far to screw this in. Guess that seems okay. And now we have this faceplate. Okay. And then this just goes here, I guess. So this is as good as I got it for now. This is kind of flimsy, and I am not super excited about it. There's just, I think it's mostly that this stone up on this upper area comes out farther than the stone down here, so it's not a flat surface, so it lets this move. So I'm wondering if there's some kind of spacer that I can put back there to give this something to rest against so that it doesn't move if you press on it. But I'm gonna go turn the circuit breaker back on and see if I can plug a thing into it. It is, in fact, powering my phone. Let's test out the USB thing. Oh, upside down. And it works!
Wow.
I did a thing! I'm a home improvement master. Okay, today is the day that this thing is coming down. Maybe. I need to figure out what size tools I need for this. It's unfortunately kind of cold and windy right now.
Need any help?
I don't know. I'm not sure how to undo this thing right here. No, that's too small. this is too big. So something in between. Your hair's red.
Don't worry, that's just fake.
That makes me worry more.
Why?
Because permanent color is more fun. Making progress. Well, the cable is off now, and I'm not sure how heavy this thing is. There's a really gross, sticky compound up here. It looks like something they put to stick this to the roof. Like a glue of some sort. This is a very long bolt. Okay, now I'm hungry. You brought that Taco Bell? I better take a break. I got a piece of the satellite dish off, but it brought part of the shingle with it. So now there's just a patch of the roof that has a hole that is shaped like this. So I guess I should figure out if there's a better way to take this thing off that won't bring the shingles with it, or if I need to find some replacement shingles to stick on there after I do this. This week for Crash Course Film, we are watching the movie Aliens. So I'm now on my way downtown to meet up with everybody at the Complexly office. We're gonna have a real good time. You know what the best line from this movie is?
What?
Get away from her, you bitch! So we watched Aliens, and it seems like the consensus is that we have a little bit less to say about this film than Selma and Citizen Kane.
It sort of felt like we were just watching a movie that people liked, rather than a movie that had something significant to say about it.
And I wonder if there's something to delve into there. Why do people like pop music when it's generally accepted that pop music is not like the pinnacle of the musical art?
Or even the thing that we were talking about with Netflix. Like, there are movies that are really good movies that people don't necessarily go and watch all the time. Like, there could be a movie that isn't that great, but you really enjoy watching it, so you watch it multiple times, whereas a movie that is really well put together cinematically and written well, yet you'll only maybe watch it once.
And it's interesting to think about how, like, in no way is James Cameron bad at his job.
No.
He's a fantastic filmmaker. And so when you think about pop music, the engineers, the composers, the mixers who work on those songs are masters of their craft.
Are you going to go into a Linkin Park thing here?
I wasn't.
Because I feel you could go into a Linkin Park thing here.
I'm thinking of if you take a Britney Spears song that does really well on the pop charts, I'm going to hypothesize that most people would not say that this is one of the best examples of music as art that humanity has ever made. But the people who work on that song are all very talented. So a movie like Aliens, it's not the best example of the sort of poshy art of cinema, but like pop music, it has a much bigger audience than a lot of the really artsy films.
Yeah.
And I guess that raises the question, if a thing is not as popular as another thing, why is it better? Let's say 2001: A Space Odyssey is generally regarded as one of the best films of all time. It's like this masterpiece of cinema artistry. But it doesn't drive as many ticket sales as Avatar. If it doesn't drive as many ticket sales, like Divorced from the Money, if just not as many people want to go see that as see Avatar, doesn't that mean that Avatar is better in some way?
I sort of am feeling like maybe you should replace Aliens with Avatar on your list of films.
That's an interesting idea. I wonder what Nick would think about that.
I think he would say, that's an interesting idea. Because it seems like we're kind of trying to find, like, there are a bunch of topics that you can talk about with Aliens, and some of the ones that are sticking out more are really displayed in Avatar more than they are with Aliens. You can kind of just like poke at them in Aliens, but like with Avatar, you guys were saying that it's globally the highest grossing film ever. ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet there are so many people that just don't really even like it. So what is it about that movie that made it so successful just in general?
Art, man. Art.